Hey there, let's talk about the Capricorn New Moon taking place on Monday, December 30th, just in the final couple of days here as we reach the end of 2024. How we can think about this new moon, how we can work with it to set our intentions for the year, the upcoming year, 2025, that will be starting with the new year this week. So let's take a look at this new moon and how we can think about it in the context of the bigger picture of the outer planets and what is shifting and changing and how to make the most of it. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro perspective for Sunday, December 29th. We are looking at the December 30th new moon in Capricorn at 9 degrees Capricorn. Exact time of the new moon is 2:26 p.m. Pacific time, so 5:26 p.m. Eastern. You can adjust for your own time zone. And with Monday's new moon, we have truly an opportunity to plant the seeds of what we want to see unfold in the coming year. And that Capricorn energy is the energy of uh, retreat into the basics, right? Into the essence. So Capricorn is that it comes with that winter time of year when resources are scarce, when we're feeling like we need to conserve and preserve what we have and make it last and be organized, be systematic to make sure that the resources are going to keep us, healthy and well for the remaining winter months. Now, that is how our ancestors experienced the winter. We may have a little cushier existence, at least many of us in the modern day, in the winter time. However, we still have this Capricorn energy that resonates with us. So we have this feeling of it's time to really hunker down, to get down to what is truly the necessity here. And so when we think about Capricorn energy, we think about drawing in, we think about setting foundations, beginning the process of building something that is yet to come, but also taking care of ourselves and thinking about what we need to sustain ourselves in the remaining months of winter or or the remaining time that is in your experience, where you need to sort of keep things going. So Capricorn is also a cardinal sign. So it's initiating, it is creating a structure. And with this energy of getting to the essence, creating the foundation, creating the system that's going to allow us to fill in the plan. So thinking about what is the plan for what we want to build and how are we going to work with that plan to gather the materials, get the resources, do the things we need to do to ultimately build what's important to us. So if you were building a building, you would need plans, you would need materials, you would need tools, you would need labor, you would need time, you would need a place to put it, right? So, all the things that you need. And so, when we think about setting our intentions with this end of the year Capricorn new moon, it is the perfect time to lay the foundations for what we want to create in the coming year. New moons always have this energy of planting a seed. So, what you are setting in terms of your intentions, what you are claiming in terms of what is important to you, where you are putting your stake in the ground to say, this is what I care about. This is what brings meaning to my life. And when you are clear about those bigger picture values and intentions and places of meaning, that is where you are putting your stake, that is where you are laying your foundation think about also the energy of a seed that is laying dormant under the soil for the winter, right? And even though that seed is dormant, it's getting ready, right? It is getting ready to send its root down. It's, figuring out how to do that, whatever it is that goes on inside of a seed. So think about what's going on inside of you and how you are going to be laying that foundation for what you want to ultimately become, because the seed is ultimately going to become a plant that has flowers and fruit, and right, that's its ultimate ideal. And it doesn't know when it's underneath the ground whether it will ultimately achieve that final vision, or whether whether it's going to make it that far. And the reality is we don't either. But if we don't do what it is that is in our just like in the plant's DNA, right? It's in our essence. It is in who we are. And if we don't give the energy to nourish and nurture that future that is important to us, how can it happen, right? So we need to, and ultimately this is in alignment with our purpose. So feeling into your purpose, like who you feel like what it is you're good at, what it is you want to accomplish in the world, and setting those sights high. And that's why the Capricorn new moon follows the Sagittarius new moon, and Capricorn sun follows the Sagittarius sun, because when we're in that Sagittarian energy, we are thinking big. We are expanding our minds, broadening our horizons, opening to new possibilities, so that when we reach the Capricorn new moon, we can plant those seeds, set those intentions, say, this is what I want. This is what brings meaning and value to my life. This is what I care about. This is what I want for myself. This is what I want for my loved ones. This is what I want for human beings, right? And my planet. And so claim what you want. You're not saying, I am absolutely, certainly, definitely going to achieve this, because it's hard, right? The stuff we're doing is hard, but that doesn't mean that every effort we put into it doesn't have some value or some part of the puzzle or piece to play. And the fact of the matter is that if you don't know where you're, if you aren't clear about where you're heading, about what you want and why it's important, there is no investment in how to get there. And we don't know whether we will be the ones to achieve it, or whether our work will be the work that future generations can build upon, just like past generations we get to build upon. And our work and our efforts could be laying the groundwork for future generations to say, here is how I can further this and take it to the next level, and ultimately get somewhere that may or may not take longer than we think, right? My point is not that it has to take forever, because it could also happen overnight. My point is that there is no, there's really no engaging with life unless we decide to move forward, whether or not we know what that outcome will bring. Okay, so it's all about who we are, how we show up in the present moment. And this Capricorn new moon on Monday is December 30th, is this opportunity to say, here is what I want. Here is my intention. Here is what I care about. And, think about activists from the past for women's vote, suffrage, civil rights activists, Dr. Martin Luther King. I mean, there's so many amazing people who, if they hadn't done what they did, we would not be where we are. And the thing is, we don't know what we are doing now and how it will impact the future, how it has impact. It may be invisible impact, right? It may be that you never get the reward that says, oh, here you go. Here's your star of approval. You did it right. You got it right. Good job. You may not get that. But what you do get is you get the reward of knowing that you could do that you did what you could do, right? So maybe that's smiling at your neighbor. Maybe that's chit chatting or having a little friendly conversation. And I would say that in many cases, that's a great place to start. Whatever you want, it's going to involve probably working with and collaborating with and other human beings who may or may not have different perspectives from you. And even if they have the same perspective as you, it's a different person, right? Who has different ways of doing things. So when we acknowledge that, hey, I do it this way, you do it that way. I think this, you think that. But guess what? We all care about our families. We all care about, things that we want in the world. So there are ways we can find places to agree, but that's not the point. The point is that each of us showing up for helping to create, being part of the vision that we have for the future. And so asking yourself, what is that for me? What does that look like? And then with this Capricorn new moon, the power here, the opportunity here of the Capricorn energy and the new moon is to say, this is what I want. This is my plan for how I'm going to get there. And so you may have a detailed written out plan, a map, a task list, an action plan, or you may have a feeling, right? For some, we're all different in how we do things. So it may be for you more of a feeling of this is what feels right to me. This is what I'm going to go ahead with. And then I'm going to see where it goes from there. And these are the parts of myself I'm going to listen to. This is how I'm going to take care of myself so that I can do this deeper listening, etc. And so each of us can think about what that is. What is our action plan? And again, it's the way that you do that, it needs to be something that works for you. So for some of us, it's going to be writing it out, putting it on a calendar. For others, it'll be a list. For others, there's no list, right? It's just like, I'm going to draw a picture and say, this is what feels right. And I'm going to refer back to this picture when I feel lost. Okay. Some artwork, some poetry, some music, something that reminds you of what's important and what is that place from which you can make these decisions about the future that feel true and right for you. So powerful new moon energy, powerful intention setting time, powerful opportunity to claim and put your stake in the ground in terms of what is and feels important to you, what you want, and you might be overwhelmed by the problems in the world. That's okay, right? Pick one. That's a beautiful thing. You're going to be much more effective if you pick the one that you can do something about rather than feeling overwhelmed and not being able to do anything. And if all of us picked our one thing, guess what? We'd have a whole bunch of people working on different things that we all might care about. So do the thing that you can do, and do the thing that is in your own flow, in your own natural rhythm of what feels good and true to you. And that will help you step into 2025 with this readiness to make the most of the planetary shifts that are continuing in 2025. So we've had Pluto move into Aquarius. Over the process took place over 2023, 2024. Pluto is now in Aquarius, where it will stay until 2043. So 20 years, 19, 20 years, depending on how you think about it. And this Pluto Aquarian energy is about breakthrough, freedom, shakeup, rebellion, revolution, grassroots movements, communities, all these things that feel very different than how things have felt. Those shifts are going to continue as outer planets, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, and Jupiter will also, all of the outer planets will be changing signs. So definitely check out my video on my forecast for 2025 to learn more about those planetary shifts, what to expect, what's coming, how we can think about it, why it is actually a really exciting time, and how to take care of ourselves and think about this time of shift and how to make the most of it, and work with these energies of change rather than being moved by them, I guess, victims of them. So it's up to us, in other words, to take charge of how we work with these energies. So definitely watch that forecast for 2025 to learn more about these outer planets, their alignments, what it means, when things will be happening, what to expect, etc. Really important to get a heads up for 2025. So as we head into 2025, we have this nothing is an accident. Everything is synchronicity. Coincidence is coincidence, right? So they're happening together for a reason, if you think about it that way. And what is that reason? It's an opportunity to set your intentions, to get clear about what's important to you, what you value, what brings meaning to your life, and what you're going to do about it that is in alignment with your own flow. So you don't have to be something you can't be. You don't have to commit to something impossible. Think about what you can do starting now. How can you be part of creating the outcomes that are important to you? And again, it's important whether you even whether you can achieve them or not. It's still important to do it. But the more of us that do that, the more achievable they are, right? So there's no reason not to. And it's all serving your soul and your purpose, what you're here to do, what is good for you, what helps you feel healthy, happy, and whole. And part of that is how you are making a difference for others, making the world a better place, getting involved. There's lots of ways to, so pick the thing, right? The one thing that is important to you, and go look it up, right? Go find out what's happening, how you can get involved, who's already working on that, how you can help, what you can do, who you can get in touch with, that you may already know, or just what's possible right now in this moment. And if you don't know, that's okay too. Let it be something that you figure out, right? But setting your intention is a great place to start. This is what I would like to be part of. This is what I would like to help create. My intention is to help create, fill in the blank, what is important to you. And then how can you make one or two or three small changes that will help you further that? Right? What if we all did that? Wouldn't that be cool? So anyway, that's the invitation of this Capricorn moon. Powerful, powerful time to set intentions, to make plans, to think about your strategy, your choices, your action steps. What does that look like? We have Mars retrograde heading back toward its second exact opposition with Pluto. So I talk about that in my 2025 forecast as well. So that potent energy can bring some unexpected developments, some movements, some opportunities for action, courage, figuring out who you are, because with Mars retrograde, we really are going through that review, that reconsidering of how we show up, what we're doing, what are our actions. And so this Capricorn moon is a great time to come up with a plan, but also remember to let go if that, you know, plan needs to change. That's an important part of having a plan, is you don't stick to it no matter what. You have the plan, but then you adapt as you go. And that's great to work with Capricorn energy as well. It loves to have some flexibility built into it. Even though it's very structured, it also needs to be able to bend in the storm, just like the tree, so that it's not uprooted, right? It needs deep roots, but it also needs some flexibility to be able to move in the storm, in the wind, change, adapt, change the plan up as needed, right, as things unfold. So think about your plan that way too. And think about this as something that is life affirming. It is a fun way for you to be human, to be engaged, to step into what you're capable of, to join with other people who are doing what feels true and right and important, and to learn about other people and what they're doing, and who knows what's out there for you to discover, or who you might be on this journey with. So it can be fun, it can be life affirming, it can be, and there's power in that too. There's power in our joy, in our sense of creativity and self-expression. So going through 2025, there will be many opportunities to connect more deeply with your truth, to remember who you are, and to live your purpose and your bigger vision about what is important for yourself, for the people you care about, for the world at large, and this beautiful planet that we live in. All right. Thanks so much for being here. I have, if you're interested in more about your own chart, I have a great offer right now for Mars retrograde readings. Really powerful to learn what part of your chart is being activated by Mars retrograde, where the review process is for you, how you can think about it, how you can make the most of it. That will really help you with this sailing energy, this wind in your sails in 2025, to be your most ready for the energies of shift and change. So check out that reading offer. It is a special recorded reading available right now for a limited time. So check it out at astrologyheals.com and in the description for this video. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and I thank you for your support, for being for subscribing, right? It's totally free, and it's a great way to support my work here on YouTube. So thanks for being here. I am also here every day with Astrology for Unshakable Self-Care. So I will see you next time. Bye for now.